Hello, dear guest. Today, the story I'll be telling you is of a German doctor who, in Germany, supported one particular man and his cause. He helped many the man had in his army, that he became a war doctor, praising every day for the cause and enjoying the position he was given, watching all his men causing chaos and death, savoring every moment, also not shying away to getting his own hands covered in blood, or shooting all he found inferior. Soon, the doctor arrived to a small rural town, having a widened smirk, commanded his own men to sack the town, committing heinous war crimes, killing all and leaving some to experiment on, with him noticing a family of 3 escaping far, with the doctor requesting a soldier to give him his special rifle. So, with the order, the soldier gave the doctor his weapon of choice, aiming the gun at the 3 running targets, shooting the 2 parents, and then steadying his aim for the child that was with them, having the child in tears kept running until one person of the town went and swiped a pistol from one of the soldiers to try and shoot the doctor, but failed, as the officer moved in to take the hit, killing the officer instantly, having the doctor lose his target, had told his men to prepare the person for his experimentation, as with one look to where the child escaped, he proceeded to begin his experimentation upon the foolish individual who thought to try and kill him. With a scalpel in hand, he had a soldier play Franz Schubert Die Freier, listening intently to the music that played on the gramophone, enjoying every second, dissecting his subject as he was awake. And through the screams, the doctor continued to love the music and his work, humming happily to himself as his subject's life passed on, from no longer screaming but to silence. As the doctor, being covered in blood, said of how the procedure of this experiment of dissection was a grand success, and to have all the prisoners they had to be used for testing of the various poison gases, or even used for target practice for their most latest weapons from the one man they all praised. Soon after all this, the doctor would go to the many parties that other officials would be having, loving the grand progression of their leader's cause, with their leader even giving a spectacular speech to his whole army, and how they shall rid those they find not worthy to their journey for a perfect world. With the doctor ecstatic to hearing the leader's words, praising with the many others for that perfect world, and for when the parties would end, the doctor and many other members that were part of the army continued on their rampage, slaughtering all in the name of progress. Soon enough, the leader would associate with another, making a deal to work together for the ongoing war. The doctor himself continued on with it, enjoying the symphony of tanks or gunfire, blasting away at all who would stand against the army, continuing his experimentations to the many survivors who would be left with no quarter to be had. while laughing and savoring the days that go by. But soon, their leader would try and oppose the ally they made a deal with, but was a horrible mistake. As for the good long while of this betrayal, the once grand power the leader had was diminishing, as the once to be ally began to break through, destroying all that the leader and his army had built, with many losses coming about, and the leader retreating to his bunker, with all the officers he had left trying to make counterattacks, but all for nothing, as he eventually ended his own life, with many scrambling about of what to do, with the doctor disheartened to the news, but needed to figure a way out of this predicament for his many war crimes, which he found a way through an ally he knew in Russia to help him be discharged for all crimes he had committed, with many hearing of this doctor, being outraged to how they let such a monster be, with the doctor smiling to the victory of being no longer worried to be arrested for his monstrous evil, living out his life until he grew old, sitting on a chair in his porch, reading one of his journals of the war, happily, until he was called out by someone, and before the doctor was to tell off the man, a single gunshot went off. The doctor looked down, seeing he was bleeding, looking back to the young man who was holding a smoking-barreled gun, said of how he finally found him and can avenge his parents and all the people that were in their town long ago. With this, the doctor threw his book at the young man, and holding his bleeding chest tried to go back into his home as more gunshots went off, having the doctor feel a fast shooting pain upon his back, falling to the floor, begging for his life to be spared. But the young man walking up, raising his gun to the horrible old man. For someone who begs for his life, and many others who did, they were always begging as prisoners to be spared, but were given no mercy by this sick, twisted person, being tortured through gruesome and painful ends. The young man had finally went with one more pull of the trigger, ended the Death Doctor once and for all. I do hope you enjoyed this tale. I remembered being told this by the same young man way before, and I was being very happy to hear of how he was able to be with his family again. And for the doctor, he and the leader, with the army that came to this place, tried to conquer the void and miserably failed to take anything, even the Arcana Twins' powers, and were all erased into the vast nothingness, never to be seen again. And gladly so. So, I do hope you have a wonderful day. And always, keep that smile on your face.